Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Property. I'm your host, Drip Coach, and let's jump right into it. So first and foremost, I'm going to give you an update on the changes again to how the Drip token will go into this new deflationary mode. And it came from an impromptu AMA, and even the notes are not accurate. So once again, people are still confused. And once again, Forex does a horrible job at explaining things. And before I get into that, I want to first express why I think he is indeed just a horrible leader. Nothing against his ability to dev or to create game theory or attention to detail, but he is shitty at best at being a leader. He is no mighty leader by any stretch of the word. And here's what I mean. So first and foremost, the Drip token is what created the entire ecosystem. And how does he treat it? By saying, hey, in 10 minutes, I'm going to jump into the Drip chat and tell you about how your investment for the past 2 years is going to change dramatically. Completely different than what you've been used to. And I'm going to jump into the least opportunistic place to share this information on your investment. Now, I don't know about you, but a leader or someone in charge of something should have a little more respect and wherewithal to the people that have blindly followed this person for 2 years than to just impromptu jump in the worst communication channel that they have. Why was this not put out on Twitter? Why was it not put out on the YouTube? Why was it not put out in his announcements? Literally blatant disregard for any of the investors, no scheduling, just a random ass impromptu. And luckily, Barter Clown recorded it. Now, if he didn't record it, people would have just missed it. So he just jumps into this chat where, one, we know most of the people aren't there. They've been kicked out. 2, nobody was warned about this. 3, he just starts talking as if the only people that matter are the, handful of people that are in the Drip chat at that time, to give information again on the most influential piece of the entire ecosystem. This is why he gets no respect from me, because he has no respect for us as investors. It is horrible at best. And people just spouting mighty leader and running behind, kissing his ass and not holding him to any kind of standards is the reason we're in this place. If we actually voted with our capital and held him to a standard, things would change, but nobody stands up. And I'm the only voice of reason in my humble opinion, because everybody else has their head in the sand or head up his ass. So yeah, I'm pissed. And I'm not pissed about the changes, because the changes are actually good. I'm pissed because he still, after 2 years, doesn't give 2 shits about the investors. And it's proof right there in the fact of how he handled this AMA or this VC. And so let's get into it. So in here, he explained some stuff, and even somebody in here still had a question. And then instead of him again being clear, he's like, there's literally 0 questions left to be answered with the tax. Nothing has changed with the tax. If it didn't just mention something, it means it's not changing. I just touched on every single thing which is changing. No, you didn't, bro. You're horrible at communication. Horrible. 2 years later, you still haven't explained a single thing. But let's listen to the clips, and then I'll show you why people are still confused, because you literally misspoke in these clips. And I'm going to show you the actual transcript. So it's the exact words. 1, we're going to listen to it. And then 2, we're going to have the transcript. And then hopefully you guys will be less confused than I am. But I'm going to tell you what I think it means. And the change is better than it was before. But let's first get a couple of these clips. So the first clip, he's talking about how long this should take. So let's play that.
They think it's going to take them about 2 weeks to do it. And that is not just cutting off the inflation to the Faucet. That's also the liquidity locker contract in front end. And
so in theory, 2 weeks to do both the new inflation or liquidity locker contract, the one with the providing BNB LPs liquidity to Drip, and this new change from the inflation itself. So that's this transcript up here. Well, that's not the part we're going to listen to or read, but I just wanted you to know that. So we have about a 2-week deadline. I do think that will stand because, again, it's G Money versus Forex. Now let's get into the next piece. Again, the most important. What is happening to your Drip? It's literally making a complete 180. We got in and it was 1% a day inflation and 365%. And all sorts of stuff. And literally everything about it is changing. It's a complete 180. So it's like the most important thing you could learn about your investment. It's like, let's say you put your money up and someone was going to build a church, and you put money up for the real estate development for a church. And then 2 years into the project, they're like, nah, we're going to build a strip club. That is a complete 180. Now, both of them can be profitable, but wouldn't you like to know as an investor that now your money's going from a church to a strip club? I think that would be important. That's a complete 180, and that's exactly what the drip token is doing. So let's get into the next piece.
Withdrawal to equal the deposit setting would work perfectly. Setting the max withdrawal to equal the deposit, except for the people who have only ever compounded and now would have a claim would amount perfectly higher than their max deposit. Have a claimed amount higher than their deposit. Because what would happen to those people is they would have been compounding all the time, never withdrew, but then their claims equals their deposit. If we set that to be max, max claim to equal deposit, in which case people who have only compounded and never withdrew, never claimed, would be punished, right? And those are people that have compounded, and now because max claims are 365 of principal, now have a claimed amount which is higher than their deposit. Because when you do a compound, it is considered a claim, right? So we don't want the people who have only been compounding and have never done a withdrawal to get screwed of being able to earn a fair amount. So
I'm gonna pause right there because we need to go back. The rest of it's going to be confusing again because he misspeaks. So this is important. I just highlighted these bolded parts. So except for the people who have only ever compounded and now would have a claim higher than their max deposit, have a claim amount higher than their deposit. So again, he misspoke, so people would be confused there. But what he's talking about is this. So I did this on my live stream, but let's just say this was a person 365 days ago. So roughly when drip was out $70 or some change, they deposits 1,000 drip. Fast forward to now, 365 days later, roughly they are at a max wallet, right? And they now have a claimed amount higher than their deposits. That's what he's saying right here. So those people would have a claimed amount higher than their deposits. You see that? So that would be most people who exhibited positive behavior. All they did was compound. That's all they did. And there are a lot of people in that boat. So he says now that would work. However, those people would be screwed because those people who have only compounded and never withdrew, never claimed, would be punished. 100% right, because the original version of this said your deposits minus your claimed. And then if that was negative, basically you got zero unless something was building up and you're available. So yes, these people would be punished. So that part does suck. Thank you, Forex, for changing that. So those are people that have compounded. That's exactly what I showed you. So we don't want the people who have only been compounding and have never done a withdrawal to get screwed. I agree. That sucks. Of being able to earn a fair amount. So what the best compromise looks like is that we have a function which is tracking what compounds, he misspoke, what claims are happening due to a compound and what claims are happening due to someone removing drip from their faucet. So I'm going to try to clear up this ambiguity here because again, he misspoke. No wonder why people are confused. Why don't you put this out on your Twitter and your Telegram and on YouTube? That would be great. However, you didn't do that. So instead, what this actually means is your deposits plus your hydrates or your compounds minus your real claims. So that means this person here would have deposits of the 1,000 drip and now all of these hydrates up to a max wallet of 27,400 and they have no real claims yet. So therefore this person would get all 27,400 of their drip tokens. As well they should, right? That makes a lot more sense. Now they're not getting the 365. They're not getting the 100,000 max payout on this, but they would get the 27,400 because this is their deposit, the 1,000 plus the 23,400 due to compounds and hydrates and minus the real claim. There is no real claim. So therefore minus 0 equals a payout of 27,400. Now this won't change. This is the tax part. So they're still in a whale tax at this stage. So when they start claiming, they are subject to this. And when this number gets to 27,400, they will be done. So they won't get the full 27,400 because whale tax is already in play, but it's better than the 0 that they would have got. But let's go back into the rest of this message. So that's what the compromise is, that we have a function, blah, 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 blah. So let's go to the next part.
What the best compromise looks like is that we have a function which is tracking what what claims are happening due to a compound and what claims are happening due to someone removing their drip from the faucet. And what we will do is make max withdrawals, make their max claim be equal to their deposit plus whatever they compounded minus anything that they claimed not as a compound. And what this will...
So that again is perfect clarity for real claimed. So minus anything that they have claimed not as a compound. So that goes back to this example. These are all compounds. So they're not subtracting anything from that because it's only subtracting real claims. And this person here has no real claims. So that is fair. Minus anything that they have claimed not as a compound. So they should say minus real claimed. That would make more crystal clear sense to anyone else outside the drip ecosystem. However, he did not state that. So he uses these strange and ambiguous terms to explain things and wonder why people are confused the entire time. So let's go to this next clip and that should wrap it up.
But only people who have compounded so much that their deposit is equal to their claim will also have what they've compounded be included or added to their deposit to make sure that that those people don't get screwed out of because what would happen to those people is they would have deposited drip, they would have been compounding for like over 100 days, like a couple hundred days, and then now we set max claim to deposit and now they just can't withdraw anything because they've increased the amount that they've claimed by compounding over their deposit amount, and those people, you know, would get screwed. So we don't want that to happen, right? Because those people are people that have done the most positive action in the system as much as they can.
All right, so I hope that clears that up. So again, it should read deposits plus hydrates minus real claims. So if you got to a max wallet and you never claimed anything, you will get, according to this, now there are people that probably have it different, you will get your full 27,400 out, of course, with whale tax. Now, shout out to Wonder Woman for putting some notes out here, but unfortunately, from what I saw, it looks like those notes are incorrect because they are not showing, they don't say real claim, they just say claimed. And this is, again, it's not her fault, it's Forex's fault. He can't be clear and put things out in a concise manner, and one, put them out in places where everybody can find them. So everybody's interpreting things differently. And if you only heard clips or don't have the full context, then you might miss something. So let me see. So here are the notes. So again, shout out to her for listening to the AMA and taking these notes, but this part is incorrect. Deposits plus hydrates minus real claimed is what should be here. Again, this is my interpretation of what you just listened to and the actual transcript. Now, again, he misspoke, so I have no idea, but he doubled down more than once on the fact that he didn't want people who have been compounding to not get screwed. Therefore, you cannot have an equation that says compounds plus deposits minus claims. Claims is this. And he went into detail and actually explained how the faucet worked and how a roll or a hydrate does count as a claim. So the new equations that are in here need to be adjusted for that, but it hasn't been fixed. And again, rightfully so. Why? Because Forex just jumped into a impromptu VC and just started talking. Nobody was around to take notes or do anything while he was doing that. And everybody's got to get it after the fact. So there are some bot calls that you can use in here, but I believe they are still old and not up to date. So even this in the drip chat, one, the fact that it's in the drip chat, so of course most of you don't even have access to this, but they put this in here and this is incorrect. So deposits minus real claims, that's incorrect because it's supposed to be deposits plus hydrates minus real claims. That would be this one down here. So this needs to be updated as well. And again, this was created prior to Forex's impromptu VC. So I'm not blaming any of the admins or people that monitor the chat. This is all 100% on Forex. Hence why I started this and said, he is not a mighty leader. He is horrible at leadership and communication and transparency. 100%. Not a single shred of positive light for me to shed on that at all. But hopefully you guys have some clarity for now, because it could change based off of this. So this is a straight up transcript, and let you follow along with it. And then of course, my interpretation of said transcript, which is what everybody's doing. So none of us actually really know, but this method would be a lot better than the previous method of this, because this screws way more people. This at least screws less. You still don't get your 100% or your 100K if you had a max wallet, but it's a hell of a lot better than what he was doing. So it's a step in the right direction. I don't know who's whispering in his ear, but I do at least got to give him or G Money credit for moving in the right direction of supporting more of the drip community. Next, please get some clarity, some transparency, and some freaking integrity, and put this stuff out in a single communicative thread on Twitter, on your YouTube. Stop jumping in the VC. Use the damn YouTube. Like, why did you create one if you're not going to use it? At least that means everybody will be able to go to YouTube and hear it for themselves. Right now, we all got to go through whoever the one person was that decides to record it, if they got lucky. Like, how crappy is that again? Like, I'm just on a soapbox because he just came in here, started talking. If nobody would have been in here to record that, then no one would have any clarity on this whatsoever. You'd have hearsay from whoever took notes and no clarity, transparency, or whatever. And then Forex would be upset because people are asking him in the chats what the hell is going on. Then you'd have multiple people saying multiple different things and everybody's still confused. So 100% all the fingers need to be pointed at Forex, and whoever the hell is in charge needs to whisper in his ear and tell him to stop screwing over the freaking community. Start listening, start communicating, take some time, plan things out, and stop rushing shit with just random impromptu VCs where half the community is not even tapped in and the other half that isn't even in the chat to capture it. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Sorry, that's my rant. All right, so hopefully that gave you some temporary clarity. And if it did, smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below. And until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? SPRITZ Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.